Hey, it's Adam here, and you're watching The Culture Hack, where we're talking about how to create engaged workspaces that unlock the potential of your teams and drive your business forward in ways you've never seen. So stay tuned. Rob Welke, welcome to The Culture Hack. I'm so excited you could join me today. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Adam, thanks for inviting me. I'm really excited about being here and look forward to having our chat today.
Okay, fantastic. Now, you are the principal and co-founder of MExit, and I'm super excited to learn about MExit. So let's get into it. Tell me about MExit.
Awesome. Well, MExit actually stands for Maximum Value Exit Planning and Execution. That's actually where the word came from. Our primary focus is working with business owners and their teams through a rigorous framework we created over the last 4 years, supported by education, training, mentoring, coaching, leadership teams within companies to help them build better businesses that can ultimately be sold down the road, right? Our focus is on exit planning for businesses because of the need that's out there, right? Right now in Canada, there are roughly between 800,000 and 1 million small businesses. 800,000 of those businesses hope to be exiting their business in the next 8 to 10 years. Challenge, of course, is that most of them are not sellable. And as a result, our goal is to impact at least 10,000 businesses in the next 5 to 7 years, helping owners get their businesses ready for sale so that they can have what we call a maximum value exit.
Hey, cool. So I'm a business owner. I have a successful, moderately successful business. Maybe I'm thinking of selling the next few years. And what I've seen when people talk about exit is that there's definitely an education gap, right? I think, I'm just going to go sell it and someone should pay me millions of dollars and I'm going to go to Cancun, right? I kind of want to get into that a little bit because this was a learning for me through my journey on what makes a business unsellable. Let's start there.
What makes a business unsellable is being really stylized as a lifestyle business versus an asset. And what is the difference? Well, a lifestyle business is when a business owner builds their business around funding their lifestyle. So they make decisions around funding lifestyle rather than making decisions around creating a sellable business, an asset. What is the difference between a lifestyle business and an asset business? Well, an asset-based business or we call an asset business or a sellable business is really revolved around and focused on building a team that can run the company, having good systems and processes built into the company so that it is not owner dependent. It has a good human capital culture to it, which I know you guys are really involved in helping build, which means it's got great team players that are all on the same page, facing the same direction, all chasing the same vision. You've got a great diversified client base that are strong, resilient, and loyal to you. You have a really solid brand, and you have all these processes internally to the business that actually will drive performance. So those are the things that really encompass what we call an asset-based business. So when a buyer is looking in the front door of that business, they're saying, okay, can this business survive without the business owner?
Right. Okay. So I want to dig into the team piece a little bit, right?
Sure.
You touched on, you need a team to run it. So what's the difference in terms of how engaged your team is to the company in a what you call it, an asset business, right? One that is self-sufficient and able to run versus a lifestyle business where it's really dependent on the owner. What is the difference between those teams in terms of their engagement?
So let's take the lifestyle business first. The lifestyle business, the owner is focused mostly on maximizing profitability for his own pocket, right? So, and in many cases, what we find is the owner hasn't empowered the team to make decisions on their own and drive the success of the business as a team. Whereas asset-based businesses or businesses that we coach end up having highly empowered teams that actually take most of the decision-making out of the owner's hands. And actually, they are allowed to make business decisions that drive future performance of the company, including decisions around innovation, performance management, operational excellence. They're driving it, not the owner.
I love that, right? And this is where, when we use the culture word, right? This is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't, unless you have that culture of decision making and performance and all that kind of stuff. Here's a very real ROI for the business owner in terms of how you're going to sell your business.
Yep,
right?
Exactly. And it's interesting because our focus in MExit is really on enterprise value, right?
Mm-hmm.
But enterprise value is driven by those 4 intangible capitals, as we call them in exit planning, which are human capital, structural capital, brand capital, and client capital or customer capital, plus the financial performance. Because I'll be honest with you, you can't drive financial performance unless those other 4 pieces are there, right? Mm. So that's our thing. And when we go into a business, we actually go in and we do an assessment of value of the business when we start. So we will give them a benchmark value of their business based on where they're at today. We'll give them a scorecard that says, okay, if you want to increase the value of your business, this is what you need to do that. And we will actually show them what an increase in the value of the business looks like if they work on those value drivers. Because quite frankly, when it comes to selling businesses, every business out there falls in an industry category. And those industry category have some preset norms around what they're worth and what drives value within those industry categories. And that's what we focus on. How do we increase the enterprise value in your business to get you the maximum value?
Love that. I love that. Because, here's what happens, right? I'm going to sell my business. Rob, you're going to buy it. You're all excited about culture. You're going to buy it. You're like, oh, okay, we agree on $5 million. And then I'm like, oh, amazing. I'm going to go buy my boat and all this stuff. And you're like, but, first I'm going to send some third-party consultant in there to ask you a bunch of questions, do some due diligence, right?
Yep.
So then I go through like a grueling 3-month process where you just rip everything in my business apart. And at the end, I'm miserable and I'm exhausted. And you're going to come back and be like, hey, Adam, you know what? I'm still excited, but we found a few things. And you know what? You're going to have to stick around. And I'm actually only going to give you $2 million. And, how's that sound for a deal, right?
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm like...
That's the process I lived in my last company.
Right? Yeah,
the only
100%.
The only difference was, quite frankly, was they actually increased the offer after we sat down and had a real good heart-to-heart with them about what we were bringing to the table because they didn't have an understanding. But in most cases, you are right. It is the LOI is the top dollar they're offering, and that offer gets whittled down as they identify issues that need to be addressed that you didn't think about. So part of our role as exit planners going into a company is not only empowering business owners, getting them to be operating fully, but also have the tough conversations with the business owner and have their financial planner involved, because there's 3 legs to the financial exit planning for a business owner. There's his personal plan, which is, are we going to get out of here? And what am I going to do when I leave here, right? Because otherwise, if I don't have a place to go, I'm not going to leave the business. Okay, that's one. Second one is, does the business financial plan support his personal financial plan, right? Is the money he could be making out of this business going to be sufficient for him to execute on his lifestyle needs in retirement or post-sale? And the third is, what are you going to do with the business to get it ready? And part of that, what are you going to do with the business, is the work that we do, but we also engage with the owner and their team around proper structuring of the corporation, proper capital gains and tax optimization, a whole bunch of different things to be going on behind the scenes that the average employee doesn't know about as in part of the process, but are being done so that owner does in fact get the optimum dollar at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think, we're looking towards the future. We've got, like you said, the thousands and thousands of businesses getting ready for exit. And I think, if I think about that situation where now all of a sudden I've left $3 million on the table, what am I doing? I'm like kicking myself saying 5 years ago, I should have invested $100,000, $200,000 a year in some consulting to get this thing to the point where it was just like, instead of 5, it's like 10, right? Yeah. It hurts the wallet a little bit right now, but the long-term vision, it will always be faster and easier to have someone help you get there, I think, is the idea. Right?
Exactly. And it's interesting because we actually can demonstrate the ROI, because as we go through our engagement with our client, we charge a fee, of course, but what we can do is we can show them what value they're getting out of that fee at the end of year 1, at the end of year 2, because we do the values of assessment, the opinion of value. And in many cases, we have seen in 50, 75, 100, in one case, close to 400% increase in enterprise value from the work that we did. And that's only because we focused on empowering the team to grow. And that particular team that we saw that result with, they actually doubled the size of the business in 1 year.
Wow. So, there's maybe the irony of it, right? You're getting to sell, but you're actually going to improve, so it's going to grow. So it's like all the things, right?
Exactly. But it's an understanding of what levers need to be pulled, and that's where a lot of business owners what they don't understand is there are levers that can be pulled to improve your business, and a lot of those levers are stuff the type of work that you and I do with our clients, right? It's mostly around people and getting them to perform better, providing them discipline, skills, tools, mentoring to get them to the point where they can actually start to be empowered and make decisions that benefit the company, because it's in their own best interest to make sure that company grows.
Right. Well, and I'll just end with this. Like, I'm listening to you talk, Rob, and I'm just like, oh man, this guy's like excited about businesses and growing them and helping people. But like, imagine if every single person at your company was that excited to come into work and do their job. What would happen, right?
Exactly.
And
you know what? You can get that to happen. We've seen that with the people that we have worked with.
Amazing.
We've had some really transformational events happen with companies that we work with, and it's been absolutely fabulous to be involved in that.
That's very cool. Well, I can tell you're a person that really cares and loves to help your clients and build relationships to them. And I really hope we end up collaborating in some way in the future, Rob.
Look forward to it. Yep.
Thanks so much for coming on the show and for sharing your insights. Really appreciate it.
You betcha. Thanks for having me. I enjoyed this thoroughly.
Hey, thanks for watching The Culture Hack. Do you want to chat culture and engagement? Give us a call and come on the show.